Okay, good afternoon, Natalie. How are you?
Great, thank you. All good, thanks.
Fantastic. We've got Natalie Crampton here, who is the owner, manager, and top dog of the event company in Dubai, which is where she is speaking to us from today. Welcome to Living Proof, Natalie. As I said, I'm delighted that you've been able to join us, especially it sounds like you've had a pretty busy day already. You've been working with the international makeup brand Bobbi Brown today with their Pretty Powerful campaign. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Natalie? It sounds really interesting.
Yeah, sure. So, Pretty Powerful is a campaign that happens here in the UAE. Each year we launch Pretty Powerful, and it's about women who are in business and how they can be pretty and powerful at the same time. So, it's a really nice campaign that I work on for Bobbi.
Like the event company, like you say, got 3 offices in UAE now. That's phenomenal growth for kind of 3 to 5 years that in existence. Where did it all start for you, Natalie?
I left university around 6.5 years ago. I moved to Dubai. I'd lived in Dubai previously and knew I wanted to come back to Dubai.
Yeah.
I moved back with here with my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband. I'd done events at university. To be honest, I wasn't that passionate about events through university. I kind of thought my course was okay, it was quite fun, but I don't think I really took it that seriously. And then when I moved back here, I was like, right, well, I've done a course in events, so the natural step is to get a job in events. So I went to work for an event agency. They're a very small family-run business.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much as soon as I graduated in the sort of June, July time. So I worked for them. I was enjoying it, but I realised as I was sort of working with them that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I think I was enjoying the events, but I realised it was actually more of the running the business and growing a business that I actually enjoyed more. I was watching them, and I actually was watching them. They did me a massive favour. I was watching them make a lot of mistakes, and they actually went business not much longer after. So that was a great experience for me, and they did me a lot of favours actually. Looking back now.
And when you think back about part of that journey, those observations you were making and what you were kind of feeling as things became clearer for you, when was the point when you thought, I need to do this full time, and not only that, I need to do this for myself and on my own?
So after about 3 months of working with them, I was not very engaged with them anymore. I'd lost interest. They were putting a lot on me, and there came a point where I thought, you know what, I can do this by myself. I don't really need these guys, and I want a bit more freedom to do exactly what I want to do, and to do an event in the exact way I want to do it. So to kind of call the shots. And when I left them, I actually thought I'd be a freelancer.
Yeah.
So I left with the mindset, I'm going to be a freelancer and I'm going to try and pick up a couple of clients, and I'll do the odd project here and there, and that's how it'll go. And the great thing was my husband was working for an advertising agency, so I had the security of his salary, and I was going to pick up the projects along the way, and it would all be fine, but that's not how it turned out.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah.
When you think back to that time when you were thinking, okay, I've got a bit of security in that, my boyfriend's got some income coming in, I can make the step. How were you actually feeling though?
I was feeling quite optimistic. It was just before, so there was the 2008 recession in September. In Dubai, it hit in September. I'm not sure when it did in London, but it was September 2008 Dubai. And I quit my job end of August 2008.
Right.
Feeling very optimistic, everything was great. And about 3 weeks later, everything changed. The whole entire region changed. People were leaving Dubai, people were going bankrupt left, right, and centre. And I was thinking, oh God, this is not good for me. I've quit my job, and there's no chance of me ever getting another job right now because everybody's being made redundant. So at first I was very optimistic. Then 3 weeks later, I was very nervous. It was quite a lot of an emotional roller coaster ride, really. And then I thought, you know what? A lot of companies were making their event agencies redundant, because they couldn't afford to pay these agencies anymore. And I thought, you know what, there's an opportunity for me here. I'm coming across as a freelancer. You've only got to pay one person their hourly or daily rate. that's going to be a lot cheaper than an event agency. So I thought, right, this is my strategy. This is how I'm going to get in there and start winning some clients and some business.
So when you kind of think about, when you kind of thought, right, that's my strategy, off I go, what were the kind of first steps or calls that you made?
The first thing I did was I got in touch with all my old previous contacts to just let them know what I was doing. That's kind of the obvious thing to do. And then the next thing I did, which it was definitely the right thing to do, but I actually hired somebody on an hourly basis. She was a single mother, and she just wanted to earn a little bit of extra cash here and there. So I hired her to start making cold phone calls for me. So she spent her entire day, I think she worked around 16 or 18 hours a week for me, cold calling. So arranging appointments for me to go and meet with marketing managers or event managers. So while she was cold calling, I was out meeting people and introducing myself. And looking back now, it's probably quite a brave step to take because I had no cash coming in. And at some point I was thinking, how on earth am I going to pay this girl? Her name was Claire. I was thinking, God, I don't know how I'm going to pay her. I've just left uni. I've got an overdraft. I'm in debt. I don't know how this is going to work out. But she was great. And one of the meetings she actually set me up with in her second week was HSBC, and today they're one of our biggest clients, and we've just signed a regional 3-year contract with them. So,
oh my goodness!
So that was she was amazing, and that was kind of a very big lucky break for me. Yeah.
You mentioned that lucky break, and my goodness, that is one heck of an opportunity to kind of create for yourself. Absolutely. When you think about, you mentioned about maybe some of the kind of doubts where, oh goodness, how am I going to pay Claire? And you also kind of think about when HSBC came on board for you. What other kind of indicators were there around that time when you started getting kind of positive signals from the market? What other things were kind of happening when you thought, I could do this? This is going my way.
Well, it was mainly these meetings that I was going to that Claire was setting up for me. Just kind of getting face to face with people. I mean, there were times where she was, calling the same person 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and I did go to a few meetings, and they said Claire's very persistent. But she got me in the door.
Exactly.
But it was great to just go and be able to sit down with people, get the face-to-face time with them, start the relationship with them. I was quite open and honest and said, the event company started. I've got experience in doing this through previous companies or previous work experience. And I'd love to help you out on events. And I think it was because the market at that time was the recession. The recession had just hit, and nobody wanted to spend money on event agencies. So they were investing in me as a freelancer rather than a big company. They weren't investing in the event company. They were investing in me. So that was great to get those relationships, and that's what I noticed was, the thing that was going to really start off the event company.
That's really interesting. You've highlighted that, Natalie. Just kind of hearing what you're saying, it sounds like even, your first instinct maybe when you start your own business or start to pay more attention even to a hobby and try and make a go of it is, well, I've got to do this on my own. But actually by recognising that a bit of support could get you through the door, even making that investment early on, was something that I think a lot of people overlook. But actually, it was absolutely vital, because without Claire, as kind of persistent as she was, and a pit bull on that, riding that phone for you, it created those meetings. A lot of people, I don't think, realise that you can and should maybe look at how you bolster your efforts and get that rocket launcher going.
Yeah, absolutely. My thoughts about it was, I can be doing better things with my time than sitting on the phone cold calling.
Yeah.
If she can get me in the doors, then I'm free to go and meet those people, and that's better use of my time. So that's how I kind of approached it to start with.
Fantastic. Really effective use of your time, like you say, where you're kind of doing those, putting your energies into making that right impression, understanding how you can deliver. I think that's really interesting to hear that kind of, like I say, up front, because a lot of people would just kind of crack on.
So I'm at the moment, the event company is in this kind of place where we're either next year, 2014, where I'm either going to jump into it and we really, really are going to grow and become more global, not just regional, or we'll just plod along as we are and I'll maybe go and have a baby.
Well, there's benefits to both, aren't there, Natalie? And good on you for giving yourself the time to make that decision based on what you want. Again, though, it's measuring yourself and understanding what is right at that time, rather than kind of making decisions now that are going to affect you kind of down the line too?
The things that do keep me going are the team that we have here. Like, I love our team that we work with, and we all get on really well, and I don't want to let them down, they don't want to let me down, so that keeps us going. And then looking at sort of the bigger picture is looking at the projects we've worked on and looking at the amazing things that we've done, and I just sometimes can't believe we've even had the opportunity to work on those projects.
Yeah, give us an example. Come on, titillate our taste buds.
Well, just even in the last 2 weeks, I've been at the F1, I've worked with Lewis Hamilton, I've done Alicia Keys, I've got the All Blacks rugby team arriving in a few days. Like,
how amazing is that?
These kind of projects, which you just think, they're amazing projects that, people would probably love to work on, and they'd, kill to work on them. And no, that's been the amazing thing, just having these great projects. And you look back and you think, wow, that was amazing. And, I'm so lucky that I got to work on that.
Yeah. Do you get much time to kind of reflect on those moments, or are you, when you're in that moment, are you like, oh gosh, suck it up?
You know what? I wish I could remember more about the jobs and projects we've done. I think when you're so busy and you're running around, you don't take time to really take it all in. And I think you also don't. I was with Lewis Hamilton for 2 days a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't really see it as I was with Lewis Hamilton. I saw it as, this was my project, I've got to get this done, it's got to be perfect. And I didn't actually sit back and think, I'm with Lewis Hamilton. I didn't even get a picture taken with him.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, no. Bad luck, mate.
So I just think, you know what, it will all be fine, and we'll just, that's the thing that kind of keeps me going. And yeah.
I mean, how important is it for people to enjoy the fruits of their labour?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to, what's the point in working if you're not going to enjoy something out of it? But the work is also very rewarding as well. I do love my job, so I do get a sense of satisfaction, and I feel rewarded from doing my job. But I think it is very important to also kind of, have a nice holiday or have a nice car. You need. I think people need that. You need that to kind of feel rewarded for what you've done.
Yeah. And I think you've shared some amazing insights with us over this kind of Q&A, Natalie, and you've certainly, like, from your first-hand experience, I've been able to get loads from this already. When it comes to kind of things that other people have told you, or maybe good advice, or like snippets of kind of pearls of wisdom that you've been given over the last maybe 5+ years, what kind of sticks in your mind as in, oh gosh, I need to pass this on? What's kind of making an impact for you?
I think one thing that's really, really stuck with me was there's a lady here in Dubai who I met when I very first started the event company, and she used to give me the odd hints and tips here and there. And one thing she told me was always manage your finances and always put something away for a rainy day. Yeah. And that has stuck with me the entire time, because, and I often think about that, and I think she had the right idea, and she did. She taught me a lot, actually. She saved me a lot over the years when I think about her advice that she gave. So she did give me a lot of advice about finances. Mm-hmm. There isn't really anything else that's sort of stuck in my mind that people have told me. I think maybe that might be my personality, that I don't always listen to what people told me. When I started the event company, a lot of people told me I was insane and it was a recession and what was I doing, and I didn't listen to them. So, yeah.
Love that. I absolutely love that. You only got to look at, I've joked with you before, Natalie, because we do know it to the well, you've only got to look at your shoe collection, darling. We all know you're doing something right, and thank goodness you didn't listen as well. Thank goodness. Final few questions for you this afternoon, if I may, Natalie. I asked this to all the guests as part of Living Proof. Proof Coaching's, our tagline, our proposition is create, achieve, it's time, which is all about looking at how you can develop your own opportunities. Looking at what that's going to mean for you in terms of success, and also getting rid of doubt and getting rid of procrastination so you can be action orientated and create that proof that will future-proof you and where you want to go. So Natalie, thinking about kind of now and maybe into the future, what is it you want to create?
I want to create a business that is kind of the industry standard. So in Dubai, when people think, or in the Middle East, when people think of the best event agency that there is in this region. I want people to think the event company as being the most professional agency, working with the best clients, put on the best events. That's what I want to be seen as for the event company. Definitely.
Amazing ambition. I've got everything. What's it kind of time to do? So something you've been kind of putting off, or something you'd like to give a bit more time to now?
I'd like to dedicate a bit more time to Canvas and Wood. So that's another business we have, which we rent tents, TP tents.
Yeah, Canvas and Wood. We'll make sure we include the link for the guys to have a look at that, because that is a seriously cool piece of kit, that business.
Yeah, so I'd like to dedicate a bit more time to that. The event company has always been my focus, and the Canvas and Wood is almost like the forgotten child that I don't really look after. So Canvas and Wood, definitely. I'd like to put a bit more attention into that company. It's a great product. It's we've got the exclusivity for the Middle East. I think there's 14 companies that run in the UK, and we're one company in the Middle East that has the exclusivity. So it's got potential to be a huge business, so that definitely deserves some attention.
Amazing. Well, I'll definitely be watching this space, Natalie, you can be sure of that. But that was my last question this afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. We'll say cheerio to the viewers if you just stay on the line for me, Natalie, and then we'll say cheerio. But thank you so much for your time, Natalie. We can't wait to share your story, and all the very best and continued success to you. Okay.
Thanks, Lucy.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.